I think that could be, and this is me just speculating on how he feels, but I'm just assuming the taste of everything, the food tastes different.
So when he didn't want to say a lot about give away the game plan. I'm not asking you for the game plan, but how do you go into fighting a Manny Pacquiao, this guy with this historical, prestigious resume? How do you go into the game plan to fight him?
He's just like everybody else. I mean, I think that you can't view him as this thing, and I think that at the same time, I think that you have to be able to. He's like an everyday individual, right? You can't look at him as some kind of god or some kind of whatever, even though he is like considered a boxing god and royalty. But you can't catch yourself watching Manny Pacquiao box you. That's what happened with a lot of guys. They watch Manny Pacquiao beat them, opposed to getting engaged and being involved in the fight.
So you guys getting engaged? Is that did we pull that out of you right now? Being engaged and getting engaged with the fight?
I just said you can't watch him. You can't watch him beat you up. Both
of you guys is, man, super calm, super cool, real cool demeanor. You and Errol Spence are talking about. We trying to get some game plan ideas here, and that's the only thing I got right now is getting engaged right here.
Hey, well, engagement is great. You know what I mean? It's a fight, so you know I put it like this: as cautious as people may come out, you Manny Pacquiao, you have to be able to. Something has to happen. Okay. Right? People gonna start throwing popcorn at television. There's gonna be a little bit of engagement going on.
Do you get excited for these fights?
Man, nah, man. I stay on the ground. My feet on the ground. What I mean by that is I'm not. It's like I'm really so engaged in it that it's no excitement. It's just my job. I took a job. I take that very seriously. And I don't feel okay until the fight is over.
That's when you get excited?
Yeah. No, I don't get excited. I don't celebrate.
I gotta ask you this really quick. A lot of people don't give Errol Spence the credit he deserves. He's a phenomenal fighter, one of the best pound. Manny Pacquiao, listening to him today, he knows who he's fighting. He gave Errol the biggest compliment. He said he's better than Floyd. That's a huge compliment.
Right, definitely. You know what's funny about compliments and acknowledging is that people didn't like Jesus until he died and they told all the stories about him. So I think that you cannot worry about that. You just have to keep being the best and doing your best, and eventually, and if they don't ever acknowledge it, then it's okay too. You keep living your life, and you know who you were, and the people will remember you.
He got the reaction out of him when the host asked Errol Spence about Mayweather calling him and giving him advice on how to beat Manny Pacquiao. Right. Mayweather beat Pacquiao. That was his reaction. He was maybe a little bothered by it or whatever. What do you make of that?
I think it was funny that it really kind of was a joke to me. Like, I think Pacquiao being funny, kind of saying like, "Hey man,
he got a reaction out of him.
You don't need to listen to him," which is, I think it's funny. I think it's funny. I think that but he did come back and say, "Why would you listen to him?" Basically, because you're better than him. I think that's funny.
Yeah. And Floyd actually giving you guys advice, that would obviously be a plus in a positive way, you know.
Yeah, I don't listen to anybody's advice. I don't.
I'm gonna go get a little part.
No, I think that he said he's gonna call Errol and tell Errol. I don't believe in that.
In terms of him talking to Errol, that'll be good for you. That'll be good for him.
Man, I think it'll be good for him. Not for Errol. I mean, for Floyd, if he want to do it, it's up to him. But I'm just saying. I don't listen to people's advice. I think that because the thing about boxing and individuals, I can't. People come in the gym and say, "Look at my son. I don't know what your son can do." You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he can do, how he throws his punches. So I know my place is to not give advice because I don't know who this kid is. Just watching him in 2 or 3 seconds, I can't tell him about the future of his life or predict that aspect of it. So I stay in my place.
Are people blowing you up for tickets?
Hey man, come on, man.
So what's the number if people want tickets?
I don't even know, man. I don't even count it. There's nothing I can do about it.
You don't have the tickets? They have to watch on pay-per-view.
Hey man, listen, I'm not buying tickets either. So it's like, people want tickets, man. They're not giving me tickets like that, man. I have to buy those tickets. I mean, I go to Vegas to make money, not to lose it.
When they faced off today, what went through your mind?
Nothing, man. It's part of it. I mean, I think that this is like part of the dress rehearsal of the show that we've been involved in for 10 years as a pro fighter. So going to all those big fights, Floyd fights, Manny fights,
Canelo fight.
I think this is the fight that those are all dress rehearsals and practices for this day, this time, this fight, and from this point on. So I think that it's just part of the game, man. It's like you look at it, you say that's what this was about. That's what those dates were about.
Derek, last thing regarding Canelo, since he was mentioned, he said he'd be open to a Errol Spence Jr. fight as low as 164. I know you guys got to worry about Manny first, but that's still a big fight, win or lose. Canelo, would you guys be open to such a high jump, and how would you approach it?
The highest jump is to speak about Canelo and not even focus on Manny. So I mean, I think that for me, take one step at a time. This is a large step, and we got to focus on that.
Smart. Cool. Thank you, Derek. Appreciate you.